In general, and non-Kuwait is living here will have a healthy lifestyle. Like they're raising awareness, which is really good, and I'm really up for it. I'm up for this idea, and I'm supporting that a healthy lifestyle, that people will actually be aware that this is an issue, so they won't ignore it.
There are currently over 199 million women living with diabetes, and this total is projected to increase to 313 million by 2040. Gender roles and power dynamics influence vulnerability to diabetes, affect access to health services and health-seeking behaviour for women, and amplify the impact of diabetes on women.
This evening at the Desman Diabetes Institute hosted the World Diabetes Day. The event was fun-filled with both activities for adults and children alike, in order to highlight the importance of this disease. Reporting from Desman Diabetes Institute, this is Jasleen Russell for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
The Canadian Embassy recently hosted a reception at the Four Seasons Hotel to celebrate its 150th anniversary of Confederation. The reception witnessed the huge attendance by members of the diplomatic corps, government officials, distinguished guests, and members of the press. The reception also witnessed an art exhibition by students who participated in an art competition from across public and private schools that depicts their artistic interpretations of Canada. Reporter Renwa Jabouri has more.
The Canadian Embassy recently celebrated its 150th anniversary of Confederation in an exceptional reception at the Four Seasons Hotel, Kuwait City. The reception also witnessed an artistic rendition of Canada by young talented students from various schools across Kuwait.
Oh look, I mean, it's great to be here for the Canadian National Day, and wonderful to see some of the drawings the kids have done of Canada here as well, in collaboration with the Kuwait Times. Australia and Canada are great friends. We have a long history that goes back a long way, and they're almost just like a very cold brother to Australia. So it's fantastic to be here supporting Canada and seeing what they have to offer.
Well, congratulations to Canada for the long historical, very rich culture, diverse beauties and everything. Canada has achieved a lot, and he has contributed a lot to mankind and to the world. And of course, on behalf of Malaysia, I'm the ambassador of Malaysia here in Kuwait, wish to extend our warmest congratulations and warm wishes to the whole community of Canada here in Kuwait and back home.
Speaking to guests during the reception, Her Excellency Martine Moreau, Canadian Ambassador to Kuwait, said that 2017 has been an exceptional year for Canadians as they celebrate the 150th anniversary of their confederation as a country.
So yes, indeed, we're celebrating 150th anniversary of our confederation. So 150 years ago, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia got together and created what we know now as being basically our confederation, Canada. So we're taking this year to take stock of basically our past, to remember our past, and to reflect on where we want to be in the future. So there's been really four themes that our government has focused on for this 150th anniversary. The first one is being youth, and namely youth engagement. The second one is inclusion and diversity. As you know, our country is very diverse, and we have all kinds of policy that encourage inclusiveness. The third theme was about Aboriginal reconciliation or Indigenous reconciliation. And finally, the last one is the environment. So celebrating the beautiful environment that we have and safeguarding it as well.
The ambassador further stated that Canada has invited the world to join Canadians in celebrating exploring and participating in the best that their nation has to offer. She praised the relations between Canada and Kuwait and the common values that strongly underpin the close friendship and strong bilateral partnership, which continues to advance and prosper. A remarkable reception was held here tonight by the Canadian Embassy to celebrate Canada's 150th anniversary of Confederation. From the Four Seasons Hotel, I'm Gena Jaburi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
A musical concert recently took place at Dar al-Athar al-Islamiyya, Yarmouk Cultural Center. The concert was organized by the Italian Embassy in Kuwait in corporatario with the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters. Renowned artist Arisa, an Italian artist, performed in front of a live audience singing some of her very own original songs. Reporter Ghanwa Jabouri was there.
Audiences were recently treated to a beautiful and rare musical jazz concert by the very talented Paolo Friso and his quartet at Abdullah Hussein Abdelrida Theatre Salmiya. Organized by the Italian Embassy and the National Council of Culture, Arts and Letters, the concert was a huge success that brought extreme delight to an enthusiastic crowd.
I was introduced to jazz by my husband. He has a very wide range of taste in music, and he introduced me to the old blues and things first, and from there it started becoming more sophisticated. So we look very forward to this. Not really, just that we listen to music all day and all night basically at home, and most of it is, well, a lot of it is jazz, and I'm very interested in hearing this version.
Well, they have jazz festivals still in the States. It tends to be a popular genre. So that's how I got introduced. I think it's fantastic. We were all excited. 3 of us came tonight, and we were like really enthusiastic about seeing it and coming tonight, and I think it's fantastic.
Music is an international language that has the ability to transcend race and culture. It is an inspiring form of art that communicates messages through sheer harmony and peace.
I like jazz and I like Italia, and I think they make an amazing week, because last week in this place there was another concert from a Lebanese Italian who sing like a Latin lover, and after like a perfect Lebanese lover also. And tonight the ambassador of Italy told me 2 days ago that it will be great, so that's the reason we are coming, and we support our friends Italian. You know, we like music. Music is what you can say without understanding the words. And jazz is moving from America to France to Europe to Middle East. I think it's an universal language that we are very happy to share tonight.
The Italian Week has been highly praised by society, who have taken great joy in attending an array of spectacles that has showcased the Italian culture at its best, encouraging Kuwaiti society to become more informed about Italy and its wonderful, colourful culture. Tonight's jazz musical concert delighted and highly entertained a very lucky audience. From Hussein Abdelrida Theatre Salmiya, I'm Gena Jaburi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
And in our last report, Ministry of Trade and Industry recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the Capital Markets Authority, CMA. The MOU aims at organizing the activities of the stocks to ensure transparency and equality. More details in the following report by Hiba Abdelrahman.
The Capital Markets Authority signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, represented by Minister of Trade and Industry Khalid Al-Wudhan and Dr. Naif Falah Al-Hajraf, the Executive Manager of the Capital Markets Authority. The referendum came as part of the role of the Capital Markets Authority in the field of supervision on the stocks in terms of organizing, authenticating and activities, according to the Law No. 7 for the year 2010 concerning establishing Capital Markets Authority and organizing the stocks activities and its executive register. The Capital Markets Authority was established according to Law No. 7 for the year 2010. It was approved by the National Assembly in February 2010, and according to this law, the authority organizes the activities of the stocks to achieve transparency and equity and makes sure that the listed companies execute the principles and the values of the company's governance and to protect the interest from the unfair practices. From the headquarters of Capital Markets Authority in Al Hamra Tower, this is Hiba Abdul Rahman reporting for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
Unfortunately, this brings us to the close of tonight's episode of Kuwait in 30 minutes. We hope to see you again same time next week. Our highly dedicated team of correspondents is constantly out on the field searching for reports that matter most to you. Thank you for joining us tonight and see you next week with more exclusive reports. Have a good night.